Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Romantic versus Lin. This game taking place here on Concealed Hill. Bottom left-hand side of the map, we have Romantic spawning as the blue human player. Meanwhile, Lin has spawned as the yellow orc on the top left. Just want to do a quick shout-out, well, I guess not shout-out, just update for you guys out there. If you guys knew that there was a real-time strategy game made by ex-Blizzard employees, well, hats off to you. If you think I'm talking about Stormgate, though, however, that is not the case. I'm actually talking about a game that has been been pushed out by David Kim, the former, StarCraft 2 game balance designer, and just really taking the lead there. I get to see David Kim quite often, or well, I guess not quite often. It's been a year or two since I've seen David Kim, but he was a really good WarCraft 3 player back in the day. Just really loves real-time strategy games. Really, really good at these types of games overall. As we're going to look at this water elemental getting pummeled and punished by a Lin. Lin may be able to get that experience, or is that water elemental going to get taken out by creeps? That is the question here. Is he going to try to get taken out by creeps? Yes, he is, as the wolves now back away. Meanwhile, Farseer may try to chase some of these footmen here, as we see some early action in this game. Crota with the insights. Yeah, no. Yeah. Whoa. Wolves. All right, going to go ahead and get pressured back as a new pair of wolves being summoned. If you guys haven't seen it, go ahead and check out, I think it's Uncapped Studios or Uncapped Games. A long interview process with David Kim and a lot of the other designers out there on their design philosophy for their upcoming RTS. Good time to be an RTS connoisseur, so to speak, as not only do we get to see Stormgate, but we also get to see this upcoming project from another group of, Blizzard, former Blizzard game designers. All right, if you feel like the magic of Blizzard is gone, well, no, it is still going strong here. Yep. You guys can ask me questions about it later in the chat, if you guys choose to do so, as we're looking at the Archmage now running back down. All right, let's focus on this game here. Romantic and Lin, two very strong players, as the Farseer opening things up with Wolves and Headhunters. I don't believe I saw that lone grunt early on either, so it is just PJ Nom. I don't know what you just did, but thank you. Maybe I need to adjust the size of that box there. Alright, hold on, do I need to adjust the size of this box? Alright, hold on, let me do this. There. It's covering up more of the screen now, but... anyways, I don't know what you did, but thank you very much. Anyways, coming back around, Archmage gonna go ahead and go after, pick up some items, picks up a Circlet of Nobility, and both sides are still just like testing the waters here, pushing a little bit of pressure on top of each other. And the militia and footmen are actually doing a lot of creeping away from all the action. Lin may be able to get a footman or two into this pursuit here. One footman already going to get taken down. There goes one. And now perhaps just finish off the remainder of the Murlocs here to get some experience and get to level 2. That is going to be beneficial overall, as the Farseer now has access to Chain Lightning. This low hit point footman hiding back across here. You can see that the Spirit Wolf looking to get some damage onto that militia. Militia quickly changes his clothes in order to take a little bit of less damage while building that Arcane Vault. Meanwhile, Romantic off to the north here, clearing out some creep camps, going after this Sea Turtle location and trying to build things up here. So Sea Turtle gonna get taken down, and Sea Turtle gonna get taken down, giving level 3 to the Archmage, who also has a good amount of mana. This could be a problem, dropping the level 2 water elemental inside of the base, and we could perhaps see the Spirit Lodge and the Bestiary both gonna get easily pressured. That water elemental trying to stay away from the range of that Orc Burrow. Meanwhile, Farseer taking a lot of damage, gonna be forced to back up here. The water elemental will get cleaned up as the Tauren Chieftain is now out here on the battlefield. Archmage wants to drop a second water elemental, does do exactly that, but cannot cannot stick around very long, as well it's just taking far too much damage. Tauren Chieftain already on the board with some experience, now may be able to get another water elemental kill, as well as the Farseer doing some pad blocking on that water elemental. One or two more shots should finish it off, and there you have it. Farseer, Tauren Chieftain easily cleaning up that level 3 Archmage's early harassment, as the Archmage was shooed away to the Fountain of Health. Hi, Crota, and I forgot to resub with Prime, sorry. Oh, no, you never have to apologize for forgetting to resub with Prime. Definitely do appreciate it, though. For a long... Wow, very fast tech to Tier 3. Romantic going to straight to Tier 3. Mountain King is out on the board. Griffin Aviary is getting trained up. Will the Illusion spot this? He's got to. He's got to see the very fast tech to Tier 3, as we are looking at double Griffin Aviaries already. Perhaps we are going to be having Griffins early on, which means reinforced defenses, well, already finished by Lin, making sure that about 3 or 4 Griffins don't completely shut down all of those precious Orc burrows. Quick questions, Crota. As an RTS fan, have you read about Manor Lords? I have not. I have not. I feel like I've pretty much been siphoned off in my own little world. In terms of games, just trying to keep track of what games some of my former contacts at Blizzard are making, and also what games my children are currently looking into. Footman gonna easily get cleaned up here as a Grunt, Tauren Chieftain, Farseer. Level 3, level 2, now moving off to the north here. Mountain King wanted to get that Shaman, making sure that that Purge doesn't shut down all of these water elementals, but things are just not working out for Romantic. It feels like Lin is in the driver's seat of this game. Romantic down to 20 or at 25 supply, has double Griffin Aviaries, and is now currently just trying to get to Castle, and once there's Castle, perhaps trying to burst into burst into the upper 40s by training up some Griffins. However, what is going to happen here? The Archmage and the Mountain King cannot really work by themselves here. Is the Mountain King going to be able to get off a Stormbolt? Water Elemental down, quickly gets purged again, as Lin's Tauren Chieftain already halfway to level 3, while the Mountain King is not even at level 2. I will check it out, Manor Lords. It looks like a great spiritual successor to Age of Empires and Stronghold. All right. Archmage, Mountain King, moving around here. In comes the Wolves. Mountain King still getting chased down a bit as well. Meanwhile, off to the north, Tauren Chieftain going after a couple of those Null Assassins. No warding gonna get it cleaned up, and an expansion should be placed down. Lin is just absolutely in the driver's seat of this game. Level 3 Farseer, nearly level 3 Tauren Chieftain, and it's going to come down to, well, what the Tauren Chieftain can do in these next moments. We are only at Stronghold, though, not going to Fortress, as a quick destruction on a water elemental will give level 3 to that Tauren Chieftain. We are training up a Griffin, so there is one Griffin out here on the battlefield. I would have expected more, as we're now at 42 over 52 supply, needing just a little bit more gold. Paladin also out here on the battlefield, so we're looking at a relatively small army overall, as Raiders are now out and perhaps could get some ensnares down. Raiders very, very annoying, harassing by Lin. Those Raiders are going to be able to pillage down that arcane vault if they had no pillage, just going to be able to easily destroy it. You can see that Romantic had this strategy in mind from the very beginning, building all of these farms to try and protect his castle. All right, that's going to act as a deterrent, or at least walls of protection, as a Grunt now jumps inside amongst all of these units here. One Grunt with Lightning Shield should be able to do large amounts of damage. There goes a quick ensnare, and now even more experience is going to be given to Lin, as these as these Griffins are just joining into the battlefield one at a time, only to get picked off. Scroll of Town Portal inbound, as the Expo is canceled here, and here we go, the Griffins setting their eyes onto that Grunt who went in a little bit too far. You can see what those Storm Hammers can do to one poor Grunt right there, as that Grunt gets taken out. 3 farms lost, Scroll of Town Portal burned, all for the cost of 1 Grunt. On top of that, though, one Griffin was ensnared and was, well, easily cleaned up. Tauren Chieftain Farseer. Well, Farseer looking to get to level 4, perhaps level 2 Chain Lightning now also on the table to get in even more damage across, well, these bits of glass cannon. Off to the north here, Farseer sitting at level 4, Tauren Chieftain sitting at 3. They're going to be making their way down. What is going to end up happening here? Well, Archmage and trying to go after the Ogre Lord, but Tauren Chieftain Farseer is going to absolutely punish this right here. There goes an Ensnare Purge down a Water Elemental, Stormbolt onto a Raider, Lightning Shield onto a Tauren Chieftain. He throws down a Stomp, and so much AoE damage here. Lightning damage just completely shutting things down as we see a Purge go onto the Griffin Rider. Wind Riders now trying to focus down units as the Griffin Rider could still get poked down. The Wind Rider provided sight up onto the high ground as Militia are now called over. All right, good job there. Mountain King going to go ahead and get a Stormbolt off onto the Wind Rider. Is the Wind Rider going to get finished off? It will. Chain Lightning bouncing around. Mountain King falls. No, doesn't fall. Gets a heal and a Holy Light at the same time as the Tauren Chieftain now going after the Paladin. Paladin falls there. Kodo Beast is going to get, well, surrounded by Militia. 42 supply compared to 31, and fighting close to the human base may be a little bit hazardous to your health here as the Farseer is still looking to rack up a little bit of damage. A couple of peasants could get cleaned up here. One or two peasants could, well, should fall. There goes one. There goes another Tauren Chieftain now at level 4 trying to go after one more here. 31 supply compared to 38. However, Romantic was able to reset the Expo off to the north. Economically, well, the Expo is being reestablished. Now, 13 supply getting trained or resurrected by Romantic as that Paladin now back out onto the battlefield. Tauren Chieftain says, really, you want to try and fight me? You want to challenge my authority? As the Paladin is back out on the battlefield to offer some burst heals. Farseer, 2 claws of attack, and that is it. Perhaps needs a little bit more mana. It really feels like Lin is trying to overstay his welcome here as the Archmage with Brilliant Aura going to keep the Paladin and Mountain King nicely topped off for a little while longer. All right. An additional Griffin getting trained up, 39 over 46 supply. More Griffins still getting queued. Peon's going to get trained. Lin should really be working with those, trying to get more of that gold out of those gold mines and units onto the battlefield, as we are also training up some Wind Riders as well. Stronghold. Still at Stronghold, still at Tier 2. Tactical maneuvering by both sides. Tauren Chieftain wants to line up, get his, wants to lead the charge here. Mountain King could easily open things up with a Stormbolt, but the Tauren Chieftain does have that Potion of Lesser Invulnerability as well, perhaps being able to shake it off immediately and go after these units. Here we are, here we go. There's the fight there. No, both sides just running up to each other saying boo, pretty much, and then backing away again. Lin is sitting at 59 over 72 supply, has more workers, and, well, needs to, well, leverage the fact that he is in low upkeep by building up a larger army. 46 supply army compared to 39, and it could come down to these types of engagements. Remember, though, Romantic does have higher tech, has a higher hero, so higher tech normally means that, well, you have better efficiency there. There goes a Stormbolt onto a Raider, onto a Headhunter. That's going to quickly get taken down. Troll Bat Riders are here. Troll Bat Riders, are they going to go after these? Yes, those Griffin Riders, but they did not actually go after the same group of targets, so the AoE damage did not splash. Griffins are challenging these Wind Riders right now. Wind Riders deal piercing damage, but they also have less hit points significantly. 975 compared to that 570. All right, this is an absolute bloodbath. 52 supply now compared to 40. Both sides taking heavy losses as the Farseer escapes away at level 5. Are we going to be going for level 3 Chain Lightning, perhaps to bounce up and tear up the skies, as there are still mass Griffins being used here to perhaps try and clear out creep camps? The one creep camp that has 2 magic immune units, the Rock Golem and the Mud Golem. All right. What else is in store here? That's going to get taken down. Archmage does get up to level 4. Mountain King not yet at level 3, going to clear things up again. Farseer heading off to the north here. No Voodoo Lounge at the expansion, which well, does surprise me, since so many times that Voodoo Lounge does act as the real reason for home field advantage. Here we are, here we go, a bit of an engagement. Red Drake right here. Archmage, what's going to go down? You can see Purge onto the Archmage. Archmage could have a little bit of trouble. Troll Bat Riders could have, well, perhaps tried to dive in on the Griffin Rider, but remember, we're fighting at a Fountain of Health, so the damage is not going to stick for very long. Chain Lightning bouncing around here, but, well, as you can see, well, Focus Fire is absolutely necessary if you want to try and deal any real damage. All right, Stormbolt finding one of Lin's Wind Riders. He's going to get cleaned up there. Now, level 3 on the Mountain King. More Stormbolt's going to come back around. Chain Lightning bouncing across multiple targets. Ogre Magi taking a little bit of that Chain Lightning damage, as well as the Griffin can easily finish things off here. We're going to see a Stormbolt again. No, there is another bullet in the chamber, and it's going to be going straight after the Wind Rider. The Glass Cannon Wind Riders easily getting cleaned up here, as the Paladin perhaps needs to get some more Holy Lights to try and save a Griffin Rider there. There's a Holy Light right there saving the unit, as the Troll Bat Riders are showing up perhaps to try to dive on in. All right, low hit point Griffin Rider, Farseer, forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal to get away. And with this, Romantic may try and clear out the last of these red drakes here. Low hit point Griffin Rider purposely backing up, trying to stay a bit further away. Water Elemental now down. Both sides fighting. That Griffin Rider down to 75 hit points. Could be in trouble. Gonna head back over, and now next to that Fountain of Health should be fine. All right, 47 supply compared to 46. Romantic finding ways to win fights here. Lin engaging at the Fountain of Health, and that did not go well for him. The Griffins were able to shake off some of that Chain Lightning damage, some of that Troll Bat Rider damage. Remember, the Fountains of Health are percentage base heals, so especially with these Wind Riders and Troll Bat Riders, the Griffin Riders are healing at a much, much faster rate. All right, it's Paladin. I'm going to go try and take down this Watchtower. What is going on there? There's a quick, what was that? Teleportation? How did those units get down there? But the Paladin, what did I miss? All right, Headhunter gonna get stunned, get left behind here. Straggling units. Whenever you are retreating from your enemy, you end up taking a bit more damage, as we're gonna see another Headhunter get cleaned up here. Paladin perhaps going to try and engage against the Farseer here. Farseer still has a Scroll of Town Portal, isn't really in any danger. Tauren Chieftain in a similar breath. Peasant going to try to hold the door here, as the Peasant is just trying to stop their unit. Meanwhile, the Tauren Chieftain does train into Shockwave now, and is going to try and finish off more and more of these workers. Farseer, tactical retreat out, trying to take down more of these buildings, perhaps more of these peasants that were hiding off down to the south, as Romantic is hurt economically, still operating only off of one base with only 5 workers. Needs to retrain up more peasants, needs to get more lumber, more gold, and train up more units. Currently sitting at 36 supply compared to 47. Lin's economic advantage really starting to take hold, as we are down to about, well, 3 minutes of mining left for Romantic. Meanwhile, a minute and a half mining left for Lin's main base off to the north. I'm not quite sure why the overlay is missing from... I still see the overlay. Yet, at first I thought it was some sort of staff, unless he sold the stabs right as he landed. All right, coming back through. Griffin's going after all these targets here. No Warden going to get cleaned up. Mountain King is at level 3, nearly level 4. Archmage sitting at level 4. Units are retreating back. Now, 1 minute of mining left. Lin going into low upkeep now. Once more, needs to get quite a bit more lumber. Sitting at more lumber strapped than anything, as we see a Stormbolt finding a Raider. And the Mountain King has just been constantly able to pick off 1 or 2 targets consistently. That has been the ongoing deal. And because units are just constantly getting picked off, the Archmage and Mountain King have been able to close out that experience gap just a little bit. There's a little bit of a lucky bash, and you can see the Griffin Riders with their magic attack able to quickly take down that Ogre Lord. Meanwhile, Troll Bat Riders, Wind Riders making their way across here. This one Scout Tower easily going to get taken out. Are we going to see a Shockwave follow-up? Yes, Shockwave follow-up. A bunch of peasants taken out as the Archmage, Mountain King going to find another Stormbolt target, this time a Shaman, and take it out as well. All right, even the map doesn't like Lin right now. Couple of ensnares going down here. The Griffins able to easily clean up more targets. There's another bash. Another headhunter could get taken out again. And somehow this smaller army, well, because of the trees, the Griffin Riders are constantly able to find the targets, pick them off, and take them out again. Archmage now gets up to level 5. Archmage has plus 22 attack damage, as we're going to be looking at perhaps another Chain Lightning bouncing around. More peasants lost here, as the Tauren Chieftain and Headhunters are going to try to, well, dive on inside. All right, there's a slight engagement. Troll Bat Riders, are they going to go after those Griffin Riders? There's a Holy Light trying to finish off one. There goes another Scroll of Town Portal, tactical retreat, as Lin able to, well, fall away easily. 35 supply compared to 55. Lin is not trading efficiently at all, but then again, he doesn't need to, as his opponent has been spending more and more gold just trying to rebuild the buildings that have been lost and the peasants in order to just get more gold out of that gold mine. Lin's Expo actually very sparse, could easily get pressured. No Voodoo Lounge, one Watchtower, one Burrow, that is it. As the Farseer perhaps going to try and test the waters again, but did not go for Earthquake, opted to go for level 3 Chain Lightning. Here we go. Are we going to see some damage? There's a Purge. No Chain Lightning. There's a Chain Lightning right there. There's a Holy Light, as the units are just trying to pick off those units there. Are we going to see the Griffin Rider get taken out? Yes, we are. Wind Riders are also taken out as well, as we see a quick scroll of speed in order to try and get away. A lucky bash by the Mountain King means an unlucky Shaman, as he gets left behind once more. Mountain King, is he going to find eyes on a target? Yes, he will. There goes another Headhunter again. The Shadow Wolves are going to start diving into the human base once more, perhaps trying to disrupt things, as there's not much Romantic can do. Romantic, well, I guess with the Stormhammers, a little bit of damage is actually spreading on through here. These Griffins actually need to come closer into this spot to be able to splash damage across. There goes a Stormbolt finding a unit. Archmage going to try and finish off that Troll Bat Rider. Does get it taken out, as we see a Purge try to finish off that Water Elemental. Archmage now trying to retreat back. Going to be able to do that. Tauren Chieftain now sitting at level 6, and that Tauren Chieftain may try to dive on in onto the Archmage or some of these other targets as well. 31 supply army compared to 35. The Griffins are completely still unchallenged after all this time, and well, having Headhunters instead of Berserkers, that extra 100 hit points could be the difference, and the reason why these Griffins have been able to own the skies consistently. All right, retreating back. Shamans constantly purging down those water elementals, but still not enough to overcome, as we see another long-distance Stormbolt followed by the death of a Shaman. Water Elemental absorbing quite a bit of damage here. This Watchtower could end up falling, and Romantic's smaller army with constant harassment is going to perhaps even up the game a bit more, as we're looking at this Expo about to be taken out. Tauren Chieftain has no way of attacking those Griffin Riders. No Orb of Lightning. That also comes as a surprise there, as the Orb of Lightning could have worked wonders. Chain Lightning still bouncing around. However, after the first target, well, the Paladin can easily heal up more. Farseer trying to clear up after those units again. Is he going to find some damage, as the Fountain of Health once more replenishing the lost hit points on these, well, high hit point, high value Griffin Riders. Mountain King, Farseer, ready to go. They're going to go ahead and engage a little bit of, well, Stormhammer damage onto some of the peons, perhaps. The Burrows are, well, trying to lob attacks back against those Griffins. There's a Shockwave going against the Paladin only, but Shockwave not doing, well, that much damage at all. 50 supply compared to 31, but Lin's Griffins have just been owning the skies and causing massive trouble. Another Headhunter going to perhaps get lost in transit. Stormbolt finding a Wind Rider there. That's going to get cleaned up. There's a Chain Lightning trying to bounce back around the other way as the Wind Riders, well, try to stay alive with another Scroll of Healing. There's another Holy Light. Paladin is just doing a great job, and the Wind Riders cannot trade efficiently against these Griffins. All right, the Headhunter is now going after the Archmage instead of going after any of the Griffin Riders or any of these other ground units here. Tauren Chieftain could perhaps gotten a shockwave off onto some of these targets, as the Tauren Chieftain gets a shockwave off onto some of the heroes as they back up again. Tauren Chieftain, even at level 6, unable to do very much. Stormbolt finding another Troll and Headhunter again, and those Headhunters are just constantly falling. Lyn now down to 22 supply army as another unit gets taken out. Mountain King now sitting at level 5. The Mountain King's level 3 Stormbolt will pretty much instantly take down a Headhunter. There goes another Headhunter there. Raiders coming out. Farseer still sitting at level 6, but even with level 3 Chain Lightning, unable to finish off these Griffins. Fountain of Health, well, easy heals for the Paladin and that Mountain King. Griffin's going to be coming back around, and Romantic has not mined any gold in such a long time, but it doesn't really seem to matter as the Farseer now makes his way down. If the Farseer had actually gone for Earthquake, perhaps enough damage could be done, and then it could have turned into a little bit of a base race scenario. Tauren Chieftain, is he going to try and perhaps, well, shockwave his way through a couple of these buildings as well and take them down? There goes the main town hall here going after these buildings. Farseer does not have a Scroll of Town Portal. What is going to end up happening? Forcing a fight inside of the base. There is one Headhunter here. Mountain King could easily just go after that target. There goes a Raider. Raider's going to easily get cleaned up there as the, well, Staff of Teleportation inbound for that Arch. Where? I don't even see a Staff of Teleportation. All right. Maybe there's a Staff of Teleportation that I didn't see. That. All right. Farseer going to be in a little bit of trouble trying to stay alive here. Archmage is still alive after all this time. Paladin continuing to put pressure. Farseer falls at level 6, and in comes the Paladin still trying to Holy Light save up heroes. 22 supply compared to 27 now, and it definitely... Oh, was it Mass Teleport? Oh, it was Mass Teleport. That makes so much more sense. All right. Yeah, Romantic getting up to level 6 did have Mass Teleport. All right, but it only seemed, it just seemed odd because there was only one unit getting transferred in that Mass Teleport. Anyways. All right, good game right there. Romantic outlasting and beating his opponent, even though he mined significantly less gold than his opponent. Romantic, well, 1100. Well, he didn't even mine his gold mine completely, 120 gold shy, but still outlasted Lyn. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.